All right, everyone. Welcome to week 6 of MIT App Inventor. We've come along so far from introducing the platform of MIT App Inventor to starting our like big long-term app, which is the Spike game. And yeah, we just started the Spike game last week. And this week we're going to continue adding to it. We're going to continue on the design part and then start on a little bit on the coding part today and continue on the coding next week, or not next week because I'm going to review the schedule, but the next time we do meet for MIT App Inventor. So without any further ado, let's get started. And here you go, Rayan Siddiqui. Actually, I talked to Rayan yesterday or this morning, and first of all, Avnish, Rayan says hi, howdy, because I told you said hi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, and he left a message for us. Mint chocolate chip tastes even better outside of the US.
Yeah, see, that's why.
I mean, I gotta say, we need to have like a feud or like a whole discussion about that or debate. Not that we haven't had any, but like an actual in-person debate about whether mint chocolate chip tastes good or bad. And we must have it in Overwise.
And also the color of it's satisfying. It's green. It's unusual, but it tastes good.
But the chocolate chips don't even taste like chocolate. They taste like...
They go good with the mint.
The taste is horrible.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Paritosh. Thank you. You see? I think it's Chase and Avnish now, and Paritosh and I. What about Ashna and Krishna? Do you guys like mint chocolate chip? Let's see.
Yeah,
Yes,
see,
Ashna. So it's Ashna,
It's
Paritosh,
still tie.
and it's Krishna, Avnish, and Chase. Oh my god, this is a tie. And then Rayan likes it, but Joe doesn't, and both of them aren't here today. So, oh well, it's gonna be a tie until someone breaks it, but we'll have to wait until that someone does come. But for I mean, we still gotta wait. So let's go on to hello. My name is Lobdi. Lobdi with 2 eyes. But yeah, I don't need to introduce myself because the time for introductions are over. But I'm gonna miss you guys in like a month because I don't think I'll be able to do tech bites in college. But yeah, we need to stay connected in the Discord and all that. So yeah. All right. So for today, we're gonna start.
Somebody paste the Discord link.
Do you want the Discord link? Yeah. Let me put it in the chat really quick. How do you copy? Oh, here we go. Right. Wait a second. All right, I put it in the chat just now. So there's the Discord link for Tech Bytes. It's not official at all. It's just something made by the students for the students. So don't think this is official at all. But still, like the same Discord like server rules apply. Don't bully people. Don't call out names. All that. So yeah, if you guys want to stay connected there. It's a cool platform. So yeah, for today, we're gonna start with the riddle of the day, something I introduced last week, because I really like puzzles and riddles. So, and it's a nice way to get started with the session, kind of give it a little warm up exercise for your brain. So, we're gonna start with that, and then I'm gonna remind you guys once again because tomorrow of the scheduled shift, because tomorrow is the last day before our like mini break, and then we're gonna restart in August. Finally, the app development process, we kind of know by now, and I want to take that time out and put it in actually continuing developing the app because there are a lot of steps in creating that game, and I want to make sure that we do finish before the summer ends. So we're gonna try to squeeze in as much as we can to do today, and see if we have any questions. If we do, no problem. I will answer all of you guys' questions. But yeah, the goal today is to get as much done as possible. So today's riddle, I'm really excited about today's riddle because it's it uses more logic and less like mathematics, but here it is. You have 8 apples which all weigh the exact same except for one, which weighs less than the others. What is the least number of times you can use the balancing scale to find the lightweight apple? And this time you guys can call out an answer if you know. So just a number.
I know this.
If you know it, you may not call out the answer because then it takes away the fun from everyone else. But if you don't, feel free to keep trying. And let's wait 2 minutes.
If nobody gets it, can I share the answer?
If no one gets it at the end, definitely.
Okay.
I don't get how you can see the difference if you like put it on the balancing scale.
So you know how a balancing scale works?
Yeah,
if two things are equal, they're gonna stay at the same level. If they're not, one's gonna go down, one's gonna go up. So that's it. It's not like a digital.
Like the answer, I feel like the answer is just some like one of those riddles. Like the answer is just some really high number or really low number.
So this is asking for the least number of times. So we know that it can be like some high number like 57 or 58 or like 100 because we have 8 apples anyway, and the balancing scale needs 2 on each side. So it's not going to be more than 8. In fact, we can go even lower, but I'm not going to say the number. But it's asking for the least number. So it's going to be a really small number. All right, we got something in the chat. Yeah, Ashna, you can put more than 1 apple on each side.
I think I know the answer. Is it 4?
All right, so your answer is 4.
Yeah.
Anyone get an answer lower than 4? We still have time, don't worry. All right, Ashna said 2. Can you explain how?
So what I would do is put half of the apples on one side and the other half on the other side.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Whichever weighs lighter has the one that's lightweight. So then you would weigh 2 of them. And if one of them is less, then you know that's the lightweight one. But you could have to do a third one if the 2 that you picked from the half is not lightweight.
So that is a really cool solution. It's almost there, but there is another way where you only need, the answer, of course, but a hint. But there is another way that you would only need 2 tries or 2 times you need to balance this. You need to use the balancing scale. You won't need a third time no matter what. So let's take like a minute more. But yeah, Ashna and Avanish, I heard you were thinking on the same.
Yeah. So
track.
you said it has to be like only 2 times, right?
Yeah. So that's the biggest hint out there.
So
but
maybe
you have
that
to tell me how.
If it's only 2 times, then one side has to have 2 apples. So that'd be like the first try. And then if that doesn't work, like you put 2 apples on one side, and I think 6 on the other. And which one would be like the lightest weight? Like the 2, since like in the one with 2 apples, like there's only 2 chances. Since you said it's only 2 possibilities, you can't go more than that. So I think that's what you should do. Because if that doesn't work, then there'll be 1 apple left, and that might be the last lightest apple.
Yeah, that is a cool way to think about it. But imagine 2 apples on one side and 6 apples on the other. We have a balancing scale. It's not digital or it doesn't have any numbers. It just has like a scale. So the 6 apple side would automatically go down. And the 2 apple side will automatically go up. So how would we know which has the lighter one?
Can you do you have to put like all apples on the balance scale? Can you put like 2 aside for a second?
Yeah, definitely. That's possible.
Then by the way, did you make this up?
Are you trying to search it up on Google?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. Actually, no. I saw it somewhere. I don't remember where, but I typed this up and then like made the picture and stuff. Because I made an Instagram account like a long time ago that helps people like learn logic, and I added like riddles on there. So yeah, I made this
Oh,
picture,
okay.
but I was inspired by like the actual riddle itself. All right, so we don't have, I mean, we've completed our time slot for the riddle, but it looks like we came down to 2 or 3, but the actual answer is just 2. And Paritosh, you said you knew the answer, so would you be interested in showing?
No, I had the three-way method also.
Oh, really? All
Yeah.
right. Let's see.
Can you tell us how it's correct?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so let me draw or annotate on the screen. So the first let's do this. Okay, so the first step, or the first time we balance things, we're gonna take 3 on each side. So let me draw those. So we're gonna have 3 apples on one side and 3
Yeah,
apples
I had
on
like
the
a
other.
possibility you could do 3 and 3 and then you put 2 aside.
Yeah,
And then
so
I didn't know what to do next.
that was the right way to go. But then the next part would be, if so there are 2 cases in here, or 3 cases. Either where is my cursor? Oh man. Oh, there you go. Okay, my cursor keeps disappearing for some reason, so sorry about the delay. But yeah, so if this, let's draw. All right, so if this side is heavier, then we know, or lighter, sorry, because we're looking for the light apple, then we know the light apple is one of these 3 apples. And same goes for this side. So let's take, let's take the option. If the light apple is in these 3 apples, then our second step over here would be to get the balance scale. I'll try to draw it really nice. All right, there's my balance scale for you guys. Hey, that's not bad actually. So we have 3 apples. What we're gonna do is put 1 apple to the side from those 3, the 3 apples that we had. So 1 apple to the side, and then we're gonna compare these 2. If one of these 2 apples is the light one, we know that's the light apple. If not, then we know this one. Oh no. No. Okay. Then we know this apple is the light one. Else, so yeah, so that counts for if this is lighter or if this is lighter. Now we still have these 2 apples. So once we do this first one and they're both equal, then all we have to do is compare these 2 apples on our second try. So in total, we only need 2 tries to and 2. All right. So in total, we only need 2 tries. The first try, we compare 3 to 3. And then the second try, we can either compare the 2 over here or the 3 over here by comparing 1 to 1. And then having 1 on the outside. And then just comparing them can have 2 different results. Either they're equal, that means this one is, so this apple is the lighter one, or one of them is the lighter one, and we know which one it is. So yeah, that is the solution for getting that's the least number of times you can use the balancing scale to find the lightest apple, and it's 2. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys liked this puzzle. Some of us did come very, very close to solving it, 2 to 3, but yeah. So let's go ahead and without wasting any time, one last time, actually second last time, I'm gonna remind you guys, today and tomorrow are the last days before Tech Bytes will have a little bit of a break. So all right, so starting from the 15th all the way to these 2 weeks of July, we are out. So we're gonna have our classes postponed to the first 2 weeks of August. So yeah, today, which is the 13th, let me change. So today, 13th and the 14th, we do come. So come tomorrow to web project development, and that's it. And then we're gonna have a break, and then come back on the first week of August, and we're gonna start up or finish up our projects in web project development in MIT App Inventor, and do like the last problems of web development bell day. All right, so that's the review for schedule changes. This is another reminder. If you haven't already, in order to have the most fun in MIT App Inventor, do download the app, MIT AI2 companion app. It allows you to run the app on your phone. But if you haven't already, today we won't be using we won't be running the app on our phone because today is another design day, so we don't have any code. And if we do, it's just going to be initializing variables. So the main code will come next week, or not next week, but the first week of August. And we'll finish it up by testing all of it in the second week of August. So yeah. And then this, the MIT AI2 companion app, the name is in Google Classroom in the first 2 weeks of MIT App Inventor. So if you would like to see that, refer to that, do go on to Google Classroom. So last week, what did we do? We started our Spikes game, and to start that, of course, we started with media and components. We added all those pictures, sounds, and pictures and sounds in our media, and we added sprites, so image sprites, a canvas, sounds, and clocks in as our components. So we added
In the
all
media
those components.
section, there's supposed to be 14 of them, right?
Let me check. I haven't counted, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There should be 16.
Oh, mine. I don't. Wait, can you post the Google Drive link again?
Yeah, give me a second. I'll finish up like last week's focus, this week's focus, and then I'll make sure everyone is on the same track. I'll post the drive link once more. So yeah, what we did last time was add components and add media. But this week, we basically have to connect the media and the components so that our design interface, so what the user sees, that is complete. And
Yeah, I
what did
just
we
checked.
get?
It's 14, not 16 on the Google Drive.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you look in the Google Drive, like in the All My Spikes folder shared with
Alright,
me, like I counted, it's 14.
let me see. Let's go to Classroom, Google Drive, and MIT App Inventor. Stream, actually, I think I posted, right. No. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 volts. Okay, Ashna, you have only 14 as well. So let me see what is missing on 1, 2. Yes, yeah, you guys are right. There are only 14 images or like media on there. Let me see what is missing and what I do have, because that is kind of weird. So let me escape from here and let's go ahead and see what I have and you guys don't. Or maybe I just counted wrong. We never know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yes, there we go. I counted wrong. You guys only need 14. Don't worry about that. You're missing bird right 1 and 2. Yeah, I don't think there. Yeah, there isn't bird right 1 and 2. Don't worry about that. All right, so I'm glad we all are on the same track. So without any further ado, let's change this boring screen to something that does look like a game. And yeah, let me get my screen organized so I can code. All right, and you guys can see my screen, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And can you guys still see my screen, or do you see like that transition? No?
We still see this.
All right, cool. Sounds good. All right, so basically what we will do is
Well, I don't have a huge play button on my screen.
yeah, that's what we will be doing today. So yeah, let's go ahead and go to bird sprite, and we will start adding properties to our sprite, and that is all going to be on the right. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Okay, hold up. Pause share. No, play share. What the? Okay, whatever. Okay, so height and width are automatic. We want to keep those automatic. And interval. Are you guys getting technical difficulties? I don't want my computer to die in between, so all right, there we go. Sorry about that. Looks like, oh no. Okay, there we go. Get my screen on. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. All right, so we're gonna have this enabled. No, this is going to be disabled for now. Again, this is our bird sprite. Heading is 0. Heading is basically where it's like angled. Height and width will be automatic. Interval will have that set to 0. Picture, now this is where the picture comes in. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Maybe you guys are right. Maybe I don't have the correct folder as well. Let me check. That does not sound good, does it? Does have 14 items, but we need a bird right. All right, how about this? I'll try to make a bird right 1 and bird right 2 after the session ends. So right now, we're gonna add in bird left 1 onto here, so upload file. Okay, so we're gonna choose bird left 1.
It was bird left 1, and then after that it says upload file canceler. Okay, which one do I choose?
That does not. Let me see, because for some reason okay, because my thing kind of crashed for a second. Okay, so no, all you do is click birdleft1.png and then press OK. That's it. You don't upload a file because that'll just upload a file from the
I click bird left on the PNG, then okay.
yeah, and then you'll see the bird over here. You guys see that?
Yeah, I see.
All right, cool. So that is not it for the bird. We're gonna set the visible to false because we don't want the bird to be visible just yet. And we want to set rotates to 0 because we don't want our bird to rotate because we have different different images for bird left 1, bird left 2, and we will have a bird right 1 and 2 later on. Once I do upload that on the Google Drive, and then you guys can download it. So yeah, so we got rotates and visible. Speed is 0.0 right now, but we want to change it to 5. Visible, it should be hidden, and then X, Y, and Z should be 100, 22, and this one should be, I think 10. All right, so yeah, 10. So 122 and 10. This is X and Y are basically where the birds should be situated. And then Z determines the depth of it. So if you wanted very like behind everything, you want a Z to be a lower number. But if you want the bird to be on top of everything, you want it to be a higher number. So Z is basically the stack. So we got bird sprite good to go. And let's go ahead and click on play sprite. So in here, this enabled will be checked. Heading is still 0. But this time, since play sprite is the play button, we're gonna have height and width as fill parent. So I'm just gonna select fill parent and press OK. Fill parent and press OK. So height and width are fill parent. Interval will be 0 because our play button is not going to be animated. It's just going to be a button, but we used a play sprite because we want to enable and disable it throughout the game. So interval stays 0, and we're going to add our picture. Picture will be playbutton.png. Press OK, and we should see a play button right there. All right, so rotates, it's going to be disabled. Yeah.
What does interval mean?
Interval is basically how fast you want to change the image of the sprite. So basically, you know how in games you have things moving, they have an interval, and basically that interval determines like every what do you want to change the image. So we don't want to change this image, so we're gonna keep that at 0. And it's gonna come together once we do start coding. That's where we're gonna use the interval, like changing the image of each sprite, hiding the image, showing the image or the sprite, and yeah, but that's all gonna be in blocks. But today we're gonna work mostly in Designer. All right, so rotates is not enabled, it's unchecked. Speed is also 0.0. You can turn it to 0 if you like, same thing. Visible is currently visible because at the start of the game, it's of course going to be visible. X, Y, and Z, this is going to be important because, again, just like the bird sprite, X and Y determine where on the screen your sprite will be, and then Z determines whether it'll be under another sprite or above another sprite, like layer wise.
Should we change the numbers for X, Y, and Z?
Yeah, so for X, we're gonna put 96, Y, we're gonna put 100, and Z will stay at 1.0. So that should be good. That's it for place break. Spikes up. Now, again, not too much big of a deal. Enabled, yes, check marked. Heading is 0. Height and width, just like the place spread, we're gonna fill parent because we want these to be big enough. So basically what fill parent means is it should be related to the size of its parent. Its parent is the canvas. So if the canvas is bigger, that means the sprite should be bigger. And we know canvas is all based on the size of your phone. So basically, if you have a really small screen, the spikes and the play button will be smaller. But if you have a larger screen, for example, an iPad or an Android tablet, then your sprites, in which we do select fill parent, they will be bigger. So yeah, that's the height and the width. We're gonna set our interval to, we're gonna keep it to 100, sorry. And then our picture, I got really excited for this, but since this is spikes up, we're gonna look for a spikes up.png, and there we have it. Press OK, and that's it. So yeah, we do see the spike right now, but we don't want it to be visible just yet. So we're gonna uncheck the visible part. We're gonna set rotates or uncheck rotates as well. Speed will stay at 0.0 because we won't move this per se. And X, Y, and Z, again, Z stays at 1.0. Y.
So rotating and visible should be off. Right?
Yep, exactly. And speed should be 0.0 as well. We're on to X, Y, and Z. Y, since spikes up will be towards the top of the screen, Y will be a really small number, so something like 3. Our X will be 105, and Z will stay at 1.0. So if I do visible, it's going to be really like at the top, and that's what we want. All right, so that spikes up. We're going to go on. We have a lot to do, but I think we'll be able to finish. So spikes bottom, just like spikes top, it should be enabled. Fill parent, fill parent. All right, so fill parent. All right, fill parent. Interval stays at 100, rotates and visible are unchecked. And we're gonna add in our picture. Since this is spikes bottom, this is going to be right here. Spikes bottom.png, perfect. So we're on to speed. Speed is 0 as well. Visible is not unchecked. And X, Y, and Z. Z stays at 1.0 because we want our spikes all to be in one layer, else it's going to get really complicated. So Z stays at 1.0. Y is at 372. And X is at 141. All right. So that should be it. If I do check the visible part, it's right at the bottom. That's what we want. And yeah, let's go ahead and go to spikes 4. Spikes 4, again, heading should be 0. Height and width are fill parents. Interval stays at 100. Picture, let's see. Picture should be spike right. So spike 4 will have a picture of spike right. Make sure you do remember that. And rotates is true actually. Visible is false. And X is -2. Y is 367. And Z is 1.0. So let me check if this is correct. Enabled, heading, height, width. Okay, so this is spike 4.
Your video though.
My video?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that should be spike 4. And let me think, for the right spike, we don't want a fill parent because we want those to be pretty small. So instead of fill parent, we're going to stick with automatic. So change that back to automatic because we want our side spikes to be
Height
smaller.
and width? We change the height and width to automatic.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we do the exact same thing to spike 3. Enabled is correct, so we don't have to change any of this. Interval stays 200. Just change the picture to spike left. No, it stays at spike right. Sorry about that. Spikes 2 and 1 will be spike left.
So
Okay.
it will be spike right for spike 3.
Yeah. Rotates is correct. Speed is 0.0. We'll change that in the blocks. And then X, Y, and Z. X is 0. Oh, did I change X, Y, and Z? No, yeah, we did. So X is 0 in here. Y is a bigger number, like 307. And Z stays at 1 point. So if I keep this visible and take a look at our spike 4, these will be like, this is what it means to have like several spikes on the right side. So that's what we want. And I don't mean to confuse you guys, but let's just keep this at 0 as well.
Spike
Just keep
4.
it consistent. Yeah, spike 4. So we're done with spike 3 and 4. Let's move on to spike 2. Spike 2.
So it'll be 0 for like the spike 4 and the X.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like spike 3. So on to spike 2. The first 4 things stay the same. Picture, we keep spike right, okay? Because these spikes we're gonna keep on the right until like we change it using the blocks. Rotates correct, visible no. X we want to keep at 0 again. Y this time, someplace above the 2 spikes we already have, so 168. And then Z stays there too. So if I do keep this visible, that's a nice spot to have another spike. So I'm gonna hide all the spikes. And then let's go ahead and do spike
Is it
1.
okay if you just keep it visible if you want?
You can keep it visible right now when we're designing, but when like you finish all of this, do hide them because then it'll it won't look good when we do start the game because we'll see the spikes then. And we don't want that. So yeah, after spike 1,
Oh, we didn't do spike 1.
we did it. Oh yeah, we
Did
did. Sorry about that. After spike 2, we're gonna go to spike 1. Height width is automatic. Picture again is going to be right. Spike right. Let's select that. And it looks like this is gonna take a longer time than I expected. So we may not finish all of the configuration of the properties today. We might finish it next week, and yeah. So for spike 1, rotates, yes, speed 0.0, visible, we don't want it visible. And X will be 0 again. Y will be 109, so that's even higher. And Z will be 1.0. So if I do see it, it's a little bit higher than the last spike we just added. So that's good. So yeah, those are all of our spikes. They're gonna be on the right side because my bad, I have a really bad memory.
I saw that in the video, but after like one time, like the spikes, like when you jump, it moves to like the left side and the right side.
Yeah. So the reason for that is all in the blocks. we're gonna have to code that. Because one thing about designing apps is you want to keep your code, even the designing part of it, really abstract and efficient. So you don't want like a bunch of spikes, sorry, a bunch of images, and then just like call each image when you want. A better way or an efficient way to solve the kind of problem that spikes do give us is creating a random number and then attaching a spike to that location and then just changing the location every time instead of making new spikes every time. So yeah, I'm losing my voice today. All right, we're gonna go ahead on the header sprite. And header sprite, just like the spikes before, we're gonna have it enabled. Heading is 0. Height and width are automatic. Interval stays at 100. Picture this time will be, okay, it's gonna be the header. Oh my spikes header. Okay. And yes, we do see our title right there. It's trying to look
What's
a
the
little
X,
more.
Y, and Z for that?
For X, Y, and Z, it's X is 127. These are numbers. You can round them, so you can put it at like 130 if you want, not something you have to do. This stays at 62, or I'm just gonna round it up to 65. And Z also stays at 1.0.
Oh, Y
that's
is
it.
65 and Z is 1.
X is 127, Y is 65, and Z is 1, yes. Score label, we're gonna try to make this a little bit more pretty. And then to do that, instead of having like no background, we're gonna add, let's see, what color do we want our background
Let's
to be?
add a
Blue.
let's add a blue.
Blue, all right. We're gonna have our font bolded because it's gonna be our score. Font italic, we don't want that. Font size, we're gonna have it, make it a little bit bigger. So instead of 14.0, we're gonna have 20.0 because again, it's our score. And then font typeface will be default. That's just like the font that we use. HTML format, we don't touch that. Has margins, no. Height, instead of automatic, we're gonna do height since it's gonna. So because label is in our screen and we don't want it to look like this, we want it to be centered and fill like this part, all of this part. Oops. What we're gonna do is, again, click on score label. And our height, instead of selecting fill parent or certain pixels, we're gonna select a certain percent and have put in 10%. So basically what this will do is call or tell the screen that the label will be 10% of it. So the label's height will be 10% of this whole screen. So if I press OK, that works for now. And then finally, our width will be fill parent. Okay, nice. Text, we're gonna set our text to 0 because score starts with 0. And text alignment, just like where we want to align, it'll be really nice if we do center it. So that's nice. And text color, since our background color is, we picked blue, I think white will
White.
be better.
Yeah, we do what?
All right, perfect. So that I think does it. Text color, we did white, and we want to keep this score visible. All right, that's it. We're gonna go to move clock. This shouldn't be too much. Time enabled will not be checked for now, and our time interval will be 300. And this interval is always in milliseconds. So 300 milliseconds is like 3 seconds. No, 0.3 seconds. Yeah. So that's it. Y clock shouldn't be that hard as well. This time enabled is unchecked right now because we don't want to have time or the timers started when we see this screen. the timer should only be started when the user clicks play, which usually happens in the games we do play. Like, I don't know, Angry Bird, or a really nice game is Geometry Dash. Um, it starts the whole game when we play, when we hit play, which is what we want to do here. So that's the Y clock. Flap clock, time enabled, is also unchecked, and the time interval in here is actually
Wait, what's for the Y clock? I didn't hear. Like, what did you do for the Y clock for the interval?
timer.
That was 0.
Oh, okay. And the timer enabled is nothing, right?
Yeah, it's unchecked.
Okay.
All right, we go to continuous flap clock. Timer enabled is also unchecked right here.
Lobney, what was flap clocks?
Yeah, what was for flap clock?
Timer enabled is unchecked, and time interval is 100.
Thank you.
So continuous is similar, but our time interval is 300 instead of 100. All right, we're almost done, guys. Almost done. So next we go to our score database, and we're gonna keep the namespace the same thing. It's basically a way to label that database. We're gonna keep it the same because it's not something that's gonna go on the screen. It's for us programmers, and we will remember that tinydb1 is our score DB database. All right, score sound, we're gonna select on source, and we're gonna get that score.wave, okay? And then for the minimum interval, it stays at 500. Death sound is death.wave or WAV, whatever you want to call it. And minimum interval stays at 500. And same thing goes with flap sound. It's flap.wave. Very complicated, right? But we're almost done. And
Yeah.
then for click sound, we got click.wave. Perfect.
All of them are 500.
Yep. So yeah, that is it for our designer. This is what we will initiate the app with, but it is now time to start with blocks. We do have 6 more minutes, so I want to start initializing our blocks. So next time we don't have as much to do. So initializing variables or global variables just means telling your platform or IDE that keep these variables or these containers, I'm going to use them later on. So I'm going to go to variables and set initialize global name 2. We're going to use a lot of these, so be friendly to that. So the first one, we're going to set the name of the variable to db score tag. So this will be just a string because the name of our variable is db score tag. So it's going to be like a tag like best score. And that's what we're going to start with. Actually, this, why did I add in a space? Let's say best score. All right. So that's that. That is one of like many. So the next thing we do want to initialize is our state. So in a game, you will have several states, meaning like different pages or different parts of the game. The first part is like actually having the play button on the screen. So we're gonna name that state menu. And let's just add a bunch of other initialize global, and then we're gonna set them equal to their values. So that's gonna be state menu. Another state we're gonna have is state ready. So when the player is ready to play, that's gonna be another like level, not level, but another situation that the player will be in. And then the third one is state game. So when the player is actually playing the game. All right, so the state menu will be 0, state ready will be 1, and state game will be 2. Pretty simple. We're gonna use numbers for that. So 0, 1, and 2. All right, we got 4 global variables ready. We just need about like 5 to 7 more, and I think we'll be able to do that. So we got the states. So these are just like, if I call state menu somewhere, so get global state menu, it's gonna return 0. I won't have to add in 0, and it'll help us kind of stay organized with our code. So yeah. All right, so this one we're gonna just call state. And we're basically going to change the value of state into these different values. So we're gonna have state equal to 0 for now. Or we can also have it equal to state menu, but let's not keep it, let's keep it simple. The next thing is Booleans. So Booleans, I'm gonna go, move over here. So for Booleans, we'll have 4 Booleans, and it's gonna be is falling, heading left, temp, and is on left. So we're gonna set all of them to false. So what I'm gonna do is put this in my backpack. Actually, I'm just gonna copy it. Simple code hack. So copy it, paste it, Control C, Control V, or if you're on a Mac, Command C, Command V. So we got 4 of those. The first one I'm gonna name is falling. All right, one more minute, guys. The second one I'm gonna name heading left. So this is all of these are going to be the states of the bird, is falling, heading left, or temp, or is on left. So temp, and then is on left. All right, so those are our Booleans. And then we're gonna add our last 2 variables, which is going to be score and best score, easy. So we're gonna go in our variables. We're gonna set score, and I mean, you guys can guess what we're gonna set it to, since the game hasn't started and it hasn't been played. So score and best score will be set to 0. So yeah, that is it for initializing global variables. Next time, we're gonna start by adding an array of different positions for the spikes. And yeah, today was the last of the boring part. Let's go back to our, all right. Where is my screen? Okay. Don't worry, guys. I know what I'm doing with Zoom. All right. Okay. There we go.
So the last one is best score.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Right. Here. Score and best score.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, so as I was saying, today was a little bit of the boring part because we finished up designer. We connected each component with the media. And one thing that you guys did bring up that I did not think about, or I might have missed, was the bird right 1 and bird right 2. So I will add those in the Google Drive and send you guys another link. So do add those, and then just add them to the media, and then we'll connect them later on. So next time we do meet. So don't worry about falling behind. And yeah, I hope the pace of this is pretty easy for you guys, because I know it's a new platform, a new way to code, and a new kind of like thing to code because we're coding an app, but yeah, it's really exciting that our design is done and we're on to our coding blocks. But yeah, that is it. If you would like, you guys can work on MIT App Inventor. Nothing is stopping you from doing that. And in fact, I do encourage you guys to do that because the next few weeks, or 2 weeks, sorry, we aren't going to be meeting. So if you want to look at a tutorial online, just like Google a tutorial for MIT App Inventor. There are beginning, intermediate, and advanced level. You can definitely go ahead and make an app. I would love to see it. You guys can even post on Google Classroom if I'm available. I will definitely try to reach back and comment on your guys' app. So yeah, that is it for today. That was a lot of talking on my end and a lot of listening, following for you, but I hope you guys liked the session. See you next week.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
Yep, see you tomorrow.